All right, so you have 8 measures of drums already. And I don't think I mentioned this on the other video, but you're going to save this as your last name followed by Mary Project. That's right, I'm going to teach you how to play Mary Had a Little Lamb. I bet you're excited. So, I have my drums here, and I can add another track either with the plus sign or up there with the instruments. I'm going to go ahead and click Instruments. You need keyboard right now. Nothing else. This looks like a keyboard, but that's not it. That is a smart keyboard, which is great, but we're not going to use that either. So just use the regular old keyboard. I'm going to show you a couple things to make your life a little bit easier. You can follow them or not, but I really am trying to make this easier for you. So you're going to go over here to the corner, or the side, I'm sorry, with this little keyboards right here. And when I click on it, all of this stuff pops up. Now mine is already set to a single keyboard and the widest keys. It's nice to have it wide so that your fingers fit on the keys, at least for me. It is a little more tricky if you do skinny keys. It's fine, it's up to you. I'm just trying to make your life easy. Make sure that velocity is on and key controls, because if you'll see right here, that makes that disappear. You're going to need that here in just a moment. So make sure that your keyboard button looks exactly like that. Click out of it. Now my C3 is right here. That means that it's that range. There's a C2 down there. C3 is pretty good, maybe C4. We're going to move this here in just a moment. So I'm going to click on, it says glissando right now, but I'm going to change that to scroll. So now I can drag this right to the center. All right, so it's in the center. I'm going to put it back on glissando so I don't accidentally move my keyboard around again. By the way, it's okay for you to choose a different piano. I'm boring, so I'm using the grand piano. But you can choose something as long as you can tell that it's the sound Mary Had a Little Lamb. If you play it and it sounds nothing like it, then we could have a problem. So check out those, see what you want to play. Any of them are fine that work. Okay, so boring me, grand piano. So we're going to be using these basic keys. So I've got C3 here. This is our main starting key, or not our starting key, but we need to know where that is. And it goes C, and then D, just like the alphabet, E, F, and then G. Now maybe you're not a piano person like me. What's kind of cool is you could actually create a little piece of paper. You're going to have to do it kind of gently onto your keyboard. Please don't write onto the iPad. You're going to have to, measure it out and then get this. And it goes right through. So then you can figure out which notes you're playing. There will be there should be a list of the notes to play Mary Had a Little Lamb. But I'm going to show you right here what you're going to do. Now first, before you do anything, before you make a recording, you've got to practice this. Don't just jump into the recording unless you're, Mozart. So practice it a few times, and you're going to practice the notes. And again, you have the notes that you can look at. And you're going to try to keep a steady beat. Well, how do you know? Oh, my paper slipped. My paper slipped. Maybe that'll be a problem. There we go. So how do you know if you're keeping a steady beat? Well, there is a metronome. Mine is here. Some of you have it under the wrench. There's a metronome under the wrench. You want the count-in on because that's going to help you for when you start recording. So mine is up here. I'm going to leave my metronome on. Now, before I record, I'm actually going to hit play because the play is going to have my drums and the click. Now, right now, I'd have to play it. Bum, 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 bum. All right, my skills are not quite that good yet. Maybe yours are, I don't know. So I need to change the speed so that I can play along to this beat, because I can't make my fingers do the right thing that fast. So, wrench. Need to move this for a moment. I'm going to change my tempo. And if you remember, I can change it with the numbers here, but I'm going to tap because I know how fast I can do this. I can do it about bum, 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 bum. And it'll work. All right, so I'll leave it right about there. Click off. Now when I hit the play button, you know, I still think I'm going to have a problem. So I see this click here, but my drums in the background, I think that's going to mess me up. So I'm going to show you one more trick. We're going to go to the timeline. Now you'll notice there's a piano there. Even though I haven't recorded anything, it's already set up and ready to go. So I've got my drums going and it's green saying that it's playing. I don't want to hear them while I'm playing Mary Had a Little Lamb. So I'm going to drag this thing open. And I can do a number of things. I can turn this all the way down. That would be effective. I can also hit the mute button. That would be just as effective because it turns it gray. Now when I hit the play button, all I get is the click. Okay? So if that works best for you, for me personally, I would get rid of the drums just because it would drive me crazy. But again, you might be a different person. So click that off or turn the volume all the way down. Now we're going to go back to our piano. I need to come up here, get out of the timeline. Okay, there's my piano. Now when I hit play, yay, it's just the click. All right, I'm going to put my keys back up here. Make sure they're kind of, okay, make sure they stay. Okay, so now I'm just going to practice. All right, so I'm practicing my Mary, and that click is kind of slow, so I'm going to speed it up a little bit because I'm getting better. All right, so now let's see if that does it. All right, so you're going to practice over and over and over and over until you finally decide to record. So recording, when you hit the record button, you're going to hear 4 clicks. And those 4 clicks tell you that you're ready to start. But I don't know if you noticed this, but my play header is in the middle. I need to go back to the beginning, put it back there, and now I'm going to go ahead and record my Mary. So hit the red button. There's my 4. All right, well that was okay. Now it immediately goes back and starts playing it for me. And I noticed something. I don't really like this recording. I want to do it again. So I can go to my timeline and I can look at my notes. Oh, they're pretty. So I can delete this by double clicking and hitting delete. And I can start over and record it again. So you can record as many times as you want. Practice it, of course, first. But then keep recording until you're happy with it, and then turn the drums on and see if it matches with the drums. So I'm going to try that right now. I'm going to turn my drums up. That's not too bad. I might keep that. So I got to point something out though, because I used Mary, because I did Mary with the clicks, that's how it lined up with the drums. If you play this faster or slower than the drums, it's not going to match up. So the idea is to practice this and make it work so that it actually fits along with the drums. That will take some time. It will take a little bit of practice. So take your time and make sure that it sounds really good and that you're happy with it. So you're going to practice that all today and try to get it set up on your Mary project. So you're going to have 2 tracks, and that is your lesson for today. Good luck.